Welcome to the Vending Machine. I'm Mikey Hayden, along with my hosts Seth Fromowitz and Adam Shemish, and this is the In Your Face edition. First topic: what are your thoughts on Kyrie Irving being traded?
Well, I feel like he sort of has the right to request a trade. I know that's not a popular opinion, but LeBron left even before he brought a title to Cleveland. Kyrie's already brought a title. He's been contributing in the last few years with the finals. He's had some great games, making the shot over Steph Curry, of course, when they won, and even when they lost this year, he was a huge factor. So I think if he wants to be traded, he has the right to be traded.
I don't feel like you should demand a trade. You're obligated to a team. I get it if you want to be traded, but you can't demand a trade because it's not up to you if you get traded or not. It's the front office because the front office has to look at what they're getting, who wants them, who wants him, and what they're willing to give up. So I feel like the players don't have a say in what the front office should do.
Well, I feel like from his point of view, he's looking at it as, okay, LeBron's going to leave in a year, and if LeBron leaves, I'm stuck here with a team that basically has no one, so he wants to get out before LeBron leaves.
But they have Kevin Love. They have Kyle Korver. They have J.R. Smith. They now have Derrick Rose. So this is the kind of team that he could help lead them to the playoffs. I'm not saying that it's going to be a guaranteed finals. It'll be a tough battle, but this is a kind of Cleveland team that can take that can battle, that will battle, and that may even make it to the finals.
So do you think a change of scenery would help or hurt Kyrie?
I feel like it'll hurt because he's used to Kyrie. He's young. He's very young. He's used to transitioning from a different coach. That's tough. It's not as tough because it was the assistant coach, but transitioning coaches is tough. So imagine what would happen if it was a change of scenery. Like a change. There are some people that other people don't fare well with. Cleveland, he's doing very well with. The people on that team he's been playing very well with. He's the kind of leader that these guys rally around. So he's the kind of guy that Cleveland needs, and Kyrie should stay.
It'll be interesting to see what happens because a lot of times guys demand trades, especially in the NBA, but it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes it gets resolved behind closed doors. So it'll be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out.
All right, topic number 2. What do you guys think about Rick Porcello?
He should be traded. He's gone. Record of 4-12. He's got an ERA of 4.72. He's not what he was last year. He's not what Boston wanted. He's the kind of guy he's not hitting his spots, and when he's missing inside or outside, right down the middle, and they're just taking them yards.
He still won the Cy Young last season. He's going to have an off year this year. Look at Bryce Harper coming off his first MVP season. He was terrible. If the Nationals had traded him then, look where they'd be now. He's doing great now. I think they should hold on to Porcello. Because he has a track record. He won the Cy Young last year. He might have an off year. Look at Dallas Keuchel with the Astros, another example.
Yeah, but do you see Clayton Kershaw when he wins the Cy Young? Do you see him declining like that? No. His curveball even gets better. He gets better. He tries to work on getting better, and Rick Porcello doesn't have the key components that he needs to get better. And maybe they're just figuring him out. So he needs a change of scenery.
If you would trade Porcello, what would you want in return for him?
Better. What do they need? They need catching. Catching is a very important part in the baseball game. Catchers call the game. I'm saying yes. It is also the catcher's fault. But these catchers should know how Rick Porcello works. They should know what spots he hits the best.
They're in the middle of a pennant race. How are they going to trade a pitcher even if he's not doing that good? He still gives them valuable innings. I don't understand why it would make sense to trade him when they're in the middle of postseason.
They wouldn't be valuable innings if he has 12 losses.
He's still going to give you 5 innings. Who would you put in the rotation instead?
Stephen Wright.
Stephen Wright was knocked around last year too.
But he has that perfect knuckleball that hitters just can't solve.
I still think Porcello shouldn't be traded while they're in the middle of a division race.
All right, topic number 3 and our final topic. Was the Knicks' problems Phil Jackson, or do you think it was the players?
Phil Jackson, of course. Phil Jackson's the guy that runs the team, that was running the team for a while. He's the one who enforced the triangle offense. Triangle offense does not work with every player, as you can see with the Knicks. The Knicks have all the key components that they needed last season. They had Derrick Rose. They had Courtney Lee. Courtney Lee isn't that great of a player, but he does come through the clutch, and he is a solid player. They had Carmelo Anthony. They had Kristaps Porzingis. You could get around from Joakim Noah with the injuries and all, but you had Willie Hernan Gomez, who came in, stepped up his game to help contribute to the New York Knicks.
To me, the players didn't seem motivated. Whether or not the triangle is a good system, they still have to be committed to try to work on it because that was the system they were using last year.
But they
didn't
wouldn't-
seem motivated to succeed.
But they weren't motivated because of Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson was enforcing a game plan that these players did not know, they were unfamiliar with, and Phil Jackson did not take the time to listen to the players.
They're still much better than what they did last year. I feel like they sort of gave up halfway through the season. They weren't after the All-Star break. I didn't see any effort from them.
Well, they can't give up you can't give up on a type of game plan that you don't know. Maybe it was just that the injuries. Yes, Phil Jackson, his offseason is terrible. His offseason game is terrible. He can't. Yeah.
Shem, any last words?
Yeah, I think
Real quick.
the players on the Knicks they're just old. They're washed up. They're not good fits for the Knicks. They didn't try as hard as they should have, and that's why they didn't succeed. Not necessarily because of Phil Jackson and the triangle system.
All right, that concludes our show for today on the Vending Machine In Your Face edition. I'm Mikey Hayden along with my co-host Adam Shemish and Seth Fromowitz. Good night.